So I left with my son, and that time we had a prayer meeting for our cell group, which is in the same place. So I left, fixed a few things around the house, and then we went back. We went back to the church, and then we stayed in the prayer group. Most in the prayer group, there's prayer, there's there's devotion, and then we exchange a few like words, sermons, or whatever, or verses that stood out in the week, or verses that you're meditating on. But I was very quiet that day because this thing had happened. But then one of the people that were there asked me, Sister Nonzi, you're very quiet today. Is there something on your mind? And then I sat there quiet and I said, no, there's nothing on my mind. And then the lady, principal of the school, she said, no, there is something on her mind. She spoke Afrikaans, and then she turned to me and then she said, Sister Nonzu, you can tell them what you want to tell them. And then I told them the story that my son told me. And then one of the people that were there was a brother with his wife. He said, I understand and I hear what happened, and I can't say what didn't happen or can't say what did happen, but it is up to you. You are the mother. You decide what you do with your baby. And then it hit me. It hit me that now I was so heartbroken for the relationship that was broken, because I knew that the relationship was broken. I was heartbroken. The relationship between me and this lady, because we've known each other for 2 years, and she's been so good to me. She has been like family to me. I remember there was this one day that I forgot my son's birthday, and then she WhatsApped me, and then she said, what day is it? And I was like, no, I don't know. What day is it? Like, what is the date? And then she reminded me that it was my son's birthday. And then I had like totally forgot. But lucky, I had my cousin brothers from Mpumalanga that were here. So I called them, and then I said, please do me a favor, go to the shops, buy some cakes and snacks, and then take them to the school for the child. And my son was so happy. He'll never forget that day, his uncles that brought him cake. So she was that type of person. And there's like on Easter, there's fish that's cooked, and pickled fish. She used to do that for my family, for me and my whole family. And on her birthday, I used to like do nice things for her as well. It was like a very nice relationship that we have. She was like an aunt to me. But then I was mourning the death of that relationship in that cell group. And then I realized something, which is I appreciated what they did to me or for me, because they took me in when I didn't have money. They took my son in, and they were kind to me, and they never treated me any negative way. They were so good to my son, and even the boy that stayed there was like friends with my son. They got along so well. Even when my son was scared of other people, he wasn't scared of that young boy. So I was mourning that relationship, and then I cried, and I couldn't control myself, and I cried, and I told them that this is how I feel. I feel like God is just showing me that I have been idolizing these people, because I would talk about them everywhere I go. I would talk about how good they are, how good people, how much of good people they were. Like I would speak about them, like even in my work they knew them even though they've never met them, like because I appreciated how good they were. And I went to work knowing that my son is safe with them. But then I was proven wrong. And not that they said that boy must do that thing, but how they handled that thing. Because I started crying, and then I told them that I felt like this is God. I felt like God is just opening my eyes to what I'm doing, the idolization of people. Maybe I love them too much to a point where I worship them. So God is trying to show me that He is God. I shouldn't lean on people this much. I should lean on God. So it happened, and then I spoke, and then after I spoke, she said, you can go to the police if you want. She was so like, it was like we were fighting, but I didn't like fight with her. And she was like, if you want, you can go to the police. You are welcome to go to the police. Like, she was so vile to me, and she said things which made me question even the relationship that we had. And I was like, okay, maybe it was just pretense. And I was so hurt, but I told them I don't know what to do at this moment because I can't think. I'm alone, and tomorrow I have to go to work. I don't know what am I going to do with this child because I don't have like people in this place that I stay in, and the people that I know, they're busy at work, and I need to get my thoughts together. My husband is away. My daughter, we're not in a good relationship. She stays somewhere else, and I don't have anyone. So I was like, I couldn't think at that moment, and I told them I don't know what to do, but this is how I feel. I feel like if I keep my son here, it means that I'm saying that what happened to him, or what almost happened to him, I am saying that is okay and that is acceptable. That kind of treatment is acceptable. That's what I would be communicating if I kept him there. And also, if I keep him here, what if something worse happens the next day? Who's to blame? I'm to blame because I looked away when I saw the first warning sign. And also, as his mother, my primary thing should be to protect him. And also, as his mother, I should fight for him. I should believe him. So in this instance, I believe him. If he says something happened, then it happened, because where would my son would have seen that thing that he said happened? Because he's with me 24/7. If he's not with me, if he's not here, he's with me. Even when I go to my friends, I go with him because I'm scared to take him elsewhere without me, because I don't know if people will be able to protect him the way that I protect him. So if I let him stay here, then I'm letting the situation or the person that's doing this take away my son's innocence. He's a 4-year-old boy and he doesn't know anything. So where would he have seen that? And I cried and I couldn't sleep that day. And I left. I couldn't even finish the meeting. I left and I came back home. I told my sister's in the Eastern Cape, and I told her. And then I told her what happened, and I was like, I don't even know what am I going to do tomorrow. And I had been having difficulties, family difficulties. So I've been in and out of work, and I took all my family responsibility leave, and I didn't have work from home days, and I didn't want to be that person at work who always has issues, like personal issues, and that's affecting me going to work. So I was like, I don't know what to do, and I don't want to speak about this thing, because for me, I thought if I were to share this with my manager, he would be fine and he would be empathetic, and he would definitely say, take the time that you need, stay home or work from home or take leave or something like that. But I didn't want to talk about this thing because I just didn't want to talk about it. And this is the first time I'm talking about it. I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't know how to deal with it. And part of it, I blamed myself. I was like, if I didn't go to the gym, none of this would have happened, because by the time I come back from the gym, he's the only one there. All the other children are already fished, and he didn't like that. He used to say, I'm the only one there. He used to complain about that. But because I am a mom and I'm alone, so I had no other choice, because that means that I'm not going to go to the gym. I can't exercise the whole time. And for me at the time, I wanted to do real exercise